Actually, now the exam is to be passed first. First, you need to write the exam. NISM, it's a 90-minute exam. Everything is online. You have to click with the mouse and you have to answer it. 90 minutes, 60% is the pass mark. You know, immediately on writing the exam, you will know your fate. Okay. After exam, if a person smiles and goes, he has passed. If the person is frowning and going, he will visit again. Okay. That is immediately you'll get the result. As soon as the result is there, we have to enroll with the IP agency. The institute has got an excellent mechanism. The website is very user friendly, and you can apply everything through the website itself. In fact, all your photograph, education, qualification, everything has to be uploaded online, and it has to be sent separately also. And the personnel manning the section is also very user friendly. They are extremely friendly, and they try to resolve the process at the earliest, etc., etc. There was a transitional registration between 2016 and June 2017 for 6 months. Anybody who had 15 years experience could apply, and they got the RP certification. But now it has been removed for the simple reason that it is only for the initial period. So this transitional certificate is not required. And renewal of certificate, we have to pay the fee once in 5 years, and the fee is very, very minuscule compared to the opportunities and amounts one will earn. And you have a provision for cancellation also, in case you are planning to leave practice, you want to retire practice, or if some resolution professional is going abroad for employment or something else, he can reject the cancel or keep the number actually suspension. That's all. What else we have? Yeah, you have to collect all the information with respect to the assets and liabilities for the last 2 years, financial and operational payments for the 2 years, and other thing. If there are any skewed transactions, very peculiar transactions, or transactions entered through coercion, or related party transaction trying to siphon off the money, all those situations are there. The RP is within his powers to apply to the adjudicating authority, either to nullify the contracts or come back on the contracts also. Constitutional committee creditors, all these things are okay. That's all. I think this is what the liquidator. I'm not going into liquidation now. So if there are any questions and if there are any clarifications, I'm available. You can feel free to contact me at any point in time, and we will take it forward. Thanks a lot for a very patient hearing. I think I've stuck to this thing given to me. Thank you. Yes, sir. Sure, sir. Sure. We are here only for that.
Good evening. As I find a lot of senior chartered accountants here, I thought I'll share one opportunity. My good friend Mr. Raman Kumar has already covered in detail. See, I am just even today, I was engaged with one of the, not one of the largest private sector project of Tamil Nadu. It is under insolvency process now under CIRP. A good friend of mine is the RP, and once he was appointed as RP, we started discussing about the project. I started involving. The best opportunity for chartered accountants is not only through getting through the exam and then passing the exam and then getting appointed as IRP or RP. As professionals, we can be associated, and in this particular case, the 14 banks, and it's a huge project. It's about 20,000 crores, huge project. 14 banks are involved. All the banks, you name all the banks are there. Any bank, all the banks are there. And I'm very glad to share with you that I'm appointed by all the banks in the COC as the professional advisor to the RP. So you can be either RP or you can be even a professional advisor to the for a hefty fee. In fact, the fee is as good as the RP's fee. Sometimes it is even more than the RP's fee. So as professionals, with our experience, we have a lot of experience in any particular field. So if the committee of creditors find value in that professional expertise, they don't hesitate to appoint. In fact, we have been discussing, and all the discussions, they make it a point that the professionals should be there. Even the discussions with the finance secretary, chief minister, finance minister in Delhi, some of the chairman of public sector undertakings, I am fortunate to be there in all the meetings, maybe based on the past experience, all these things are also possible. So to add to what he was explaining, in fact, a very detailed presentation, practically every slide, every point in this slide, we are experiencing last 3 months. All the complications, only one small clarification, I just wanted, the board is not suspended, the powers of the board only is suspended. In fact, in one of the recent COC meetings, we had a debate on this for 2.5 hours. All the banks, 27 members representing 14 banks were present. And we started appointing because in the, can you take 2 minutes, sir? In the meeting, in the board meeting, the RP appointed, because RP has got the powers, the board meeting was there. And in the board meeting, there were, in the board there were vacancies. The nominee director vacancy was there. The independent director vacancy was there. Women director vacancy was there. Accounts have to be adopted. AGM has to be convened. Auditor has to be, accounts has to be completed, and auditor has to be appointed. So all the decisions were taken in the board. RP is not a member of the board. RP cannot be a member of the board. The board continues. The vacancies were there. We went ahead, appointed all the directors. Nominee directors were appointed. Independent directors were appointed. Auditors were appointed. Accounts were approved. Even the consolidation of accounts, even we went to the extent of meeting the auditors of the subsidiary companies, associate companies, all that were completed. When it came to COC did not raise any objection as far as accounts are concerned. As far as appointing auditors, they only made one point. Only see to it that the auditors do not have any relationship with any of the resolution related things. Maybe if resolution applicant, whoever is going to bid for this, if the resolution applicant is a client of this auditor, please ensure that they have that arm's length distance. That's the point they said. And the bankers are, the banks are represented by ED level, CGM level, ED level senior persons. So they also handle some of the top 80,000, 90,000 crores cases they have been already handling. So they also add value in the meeting they give. In fact, they have shared a lot of matrix with us. How an evaluation has to be done, how the resolution plan has to be prepared. Entire matrix they have been sharing with us because it makes their job also easier. I can keep talking on this for 3 hours, 4 hours also, especially on operational creditors. The claims, last 2.5 months we have been working on claims. Even today we worked on claims, employee claims, workmen and employees, how to distinguish, whether do we have to see Industrial Disputes Act. The IBC says go as per Industrial Disputes Act. Whereas there are certain issues from the income tax angle, whether Form 16 was given to him or Form 16A was given to him, whether the 10% tax was deducted or the normal tax. So whether he has to be treated as an employee or not an employee. So maybe that's a different issue. So when it came to the question of this board, we went ahead appointed. Then in the COC, they raised a point whether this is right, whether the RP or not even RP, because RP has no place in the board, though he has all the powers, whether the board can go ahead and appoint the independent directors. Then we even got some legal opinion on that, gave the legal opinion subsequently. Today we got some opinion. I think IBC or some notification has come that as far as this IBC is concerned, IBC is supposed to comply with all the requirements of Companies Act. Appointment of these directors or any vacancies, and also filing forms as per Companies Act appointing directors. So automatically the powers of the directors are not there, whereas the responsibilities of the directors are there. Board is not suspended, only the powers of the board is suspended. This I wanted to share because practically we have been handling, and all the members of the committee also we were able to convince. One opportunity, with the permission of Mr. Raman Kumar, what I wanted to share with you is, maybe you can be an RP, fine, but if you don't want to become an RP because of responsibilities, and it's not as simple, RP's job is extremely tough. Extremely tough. It's extremely tough, demanding, very, very, very challenging, 24/7, and with clerical staff, you cannot run. I can say with the clerical staff, you cannot run. And one more thing, what I wanted to just share point on this is, maybe income tax, Companies Act, GST, whatever you find in that client, we cannot take that opportunity, because it is we have to keep that arm's length distance. We are not supposed to, maybe we can engage other professionals. We should not take any fee other than the RP fee. So opportunities are there, but it is demanding also. But more than that, please see wherever possible, associate yourself. If possible, get appointed as a professional advisor. It's really very, very interesting. Opportunities are plenty. I can say every RP, in this particular case, I don't want to name the case, in this particular case, we have engaged from Chennai, half a dozen chartered accountants as professionals, young chartered accountants. Pardon? There's no need to register. If your friend is an RP, if you are helping him, if you are able to convince the COC, COC is giving the, COC is authorized to appoint you as the professional advisor. It has to be placed as an agenda item. They approve that. I have been appointed. I'm standing before you with that in the COC. It is recorded, minuted, voted. E-voting is there. 75% of the creditors have voted. My CV was given to the COC. They went through the CV. They saw the credentials. Instantly, because of some background of about 20 years experience in a financial institution as the CFO of a large MNC, and the related experience, maybe if you feel you can add value, that's very essential, and maybe that's fine as far as a senior professional. But I have engaged officers and chartered accountants under me. All their expenses, whatever I am paying them, I am able to bill and I am able to collect it. So it's a teamwork. RP's job is not an individual, it's a teamwork. There is a great